Hey guys, I'm just on the way to see my girlfriend at her job, and I decided that, it might be a good idea to record it, do a little bit of a car talk. Those are always fun. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of football. A lot of managers leaving their posts. Start over in England, which is always the source of a lot of great football news. The most ridiculous one, in my opinion, is Chelsea with Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, he just finally started to get his team clicking. All those young players, Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, Mudryk. Oh, sorry, you. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Yeah, y'all are gonna have to be. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to be on a bit of a diag because this is not gonna work. Anyway, back to Chelsea. Yeah, Todd Bowley, obviously it's not just him. The other owners decided it was a good idea to sack Pochettino when he finally started getting results. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion, but, they're the people in charge. I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I don't really care. It looks like they're linked to De Zerbi, maybe. I mean, they love purchasing from Brighton, so I wouldn't be surprised if they took him. Other candidates are Kieran McKenna from Ipswich. He's done well to bring them back into the Premier League, but I'm not sure if he's really ready for that next step up. We'll have to see. Who else is there? Thomas Tuchel, of course, is available, but I doubt he'll be going back to Chelsea after how they treated him. Who else? You got Sergio Conceição from Portugal. He's a decent manager. Ruben Amorim has been looking to move to the Premier League, so he could be on the cards. But I just still can't wrap my head around why they would sack him. Listen, okay, he may not have won much. He won League with PSG, but that's not really impressive. He made it to a Champions League final with Spurs, which is good, but again, it's not a trophy. So, but his profile is perfect for Chelsea. He loves to work with young players. At Spurs, he had Dele Alli. He transformed him into an excellent player. Same with Cole Palmer now at Chelsea. Both wore number 20, both English, young talents. He's good with the young talents, which Chelsea are one of the youngest teams in the Premier League. So I thought that was a good match. And of course, it was always going to take time. That's why they started quite poorly, but they were gelling at the end. And then just to sack him it's shocking. But enough of Chelsea. Let's move over to another big team who has fallen from grace, Manchester United. Erik ten Hag, listen, my personal thoughts, I think he's a good coach. I really do think he's a good coach. But it just hasn't seemed to work out for him over at Manchester United. The first season he did well. He was very pragmatic. And, I think that was fair. It was fair to say that he did really well because he didn't have his players. He didn't give that much backing by the board. But then I see after one summer transfer window, when he does have the backing, the players he brings in, the only player I could see I could understand why he brought him in for his style of football was Onana. Ball playing keeper, plays out the back really well. Not great with his hands, even though he was before best goalkeeper in the Champions League with Inter Milan, but we're not seeing that at Manchester United. But I could see why they brought him in, why Erik ten Hag wanted him in. Then I look at the other signings. Antony. And yes, I know he played under him at Ajax and they had good success, but he just doesn't fit the bill. He's not a Manchester United winger. He's not fast at all. He's extremely one-footed. He's very weak for the Premier League. It just didn't fit. It doesn't fit the Manchester United winger profile when you look back at Ronaldo. Powerful, strong, skillful, elusive. You could not get the ball off him. And now you see Antony, fidget spinner, fall from grace. Real big fall from grace. Let's look at his other signings. I mean, who else did he sign? Oh, shit. Holy bro, this giant truck is like falling apart. Hope I got that on my GoPro. That's crazy. I think I heard like a tire pop or something. It's wild. Whew. Never a dull moment. Anyway, back to the car talk. Ten Hag, yeah. I mean, if he doesn't, new owners at United, Ineos, he's not their guy. They didn't appoint him. I really can't see how he stays. Especially, even if he, oh, whoa, what's going on? 3 cops, something big's going on. Woo! What a time to do my first ever car talk. What is going on? 3 cops converging on one truck. It's wild. Anyway, I can't even continue talking. This is ridiculous. Back to Manchester United. Goodness, they always have something going on. But if they don't win even if they somehow win against Manchester City in the FA Cup, if I was Ineos, the new owners, I would still sack him, because you cannot ignore the whole season just because they won an FA Cup final, which, by the way, they shouldn't have even been in. They should have lost to a lower half of the table championship side in Coventry. If it weren't for VAR and the forwards' toenail being too long, you can't overlook that. You see these giant defeats at Crystal Palace 4-0. You cannot overlook that. I mean, yes, they've had injuries. Yes, Ten Hag wants to cry about that. But still, man, it's not good enough for a giant club like Manchester United. They're also linked with Kieran McKenna. This guy is linked with everybody. It'd be interesting to see where he goes. Southgate, surprisingly enough, considering how pragmatic of a coach he is, very negative coach, likes to play with 2 DMs. As you can see, when he manages England, they do not play very free-flowing football. So, be interesting to see how he does there. I think that would be a terrible appointment, but that's just me. I think they need somebody who's gonna make them enjoy football again, and someone who can get the best out of their core players: Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund, and Garnacho. Rashford, I think he needs to go. His time's up. It's time for him to leave. He's still gonna be worth a couple mil, 40 mil, 50 mil. Just get him out while you can. It's best for the club and for the player, because he does not look happy playing for Manchester United. Moving over to Liverpool, Arne Slot has been confirmed as their new manager who will take over from Jurgen Klopp. And can we just have a moment and talk about Jurgen Klopp? I mean, what a manager. What a guy. What a character. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be crying that he's gone. He's not just a football manager. He's charismatic. He loves the city. He's very energetic, which is probably why he's running out of energy. But for the 8 years that he's been at Liverpool, I think people have taken it for granted, because he hasn't won as much as maybe he should have. That's thanks to Pep and Manchester City, but he's still brought every single trophy possible to Liverpool: Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, and Club World Cup. That's incredible for a Liverpool side who have been mediocre for the years before, except for in Europe, of course, with the Champions League and that infamous night in Istanbul. But in the league and in the domestic cups, they have been poor. So it's not to be overlooked what Klopp has done at Liverpool. And I really hope he doesn't retire. I hope he just, maybe takes a year or 2 off, regain that energy, and then start a new challenge. It'd be interesting to see, because I love watching his teams play. They're very direct, fast forwards. They love to press high. It was always fascinating seeing the prime Klopp Liverpool and the prime Manchester City, Pep Manchester City, go head to head, because they were 2 totally opposite styles of football. One holds the ball, very controlled, possessing. That's Manchester City. And then you have Liverpool, who are the polar opposite. Very chaotic, rock and roll football. Don't let the opponent have any time to breathe. It was just fascinating, and there were some absolute classics that have come from that tie. One moment that I just remember off the top of my head is that John Stones clearance off the line after he cleared it into Ederson, I believe, and it ricocheted and was bouncing in, and Salah's closing him down, and he somehow keeps it out. It must have been an inch and a half until it would have been a goal. And that would have won Liverpool the title. If you look at the end, they only lost by 1 point. If they won that game, they would have won. So it's just incredible storylines came out of that tie, and it's going to be sad to see. I don't think Arne Slot will hit the ground running. It'll definitely take him some time to adjust to the Premier League. But he does have a lot of Dutch players at his disposal, so they'll be able to help him. They're obviously Van Dijk, Cody Gakpo, Gravenberch. So it'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to see the summer transfer window, because I think there's going to be a lot of big moves. And there's so many new managers coming in that they're going to want to establish their style of play with their players. Of course, they're not going to buy a whole new starting 11, but it's going to be fun to see. Who else is getting a new manager? Bayern Munich over in Germany. Tuchel left at the end of the season. First year in I don't know how long where they haven't won a trophy. With Kane, they got that Kane curse. They're surprisingly linked to Vincent Kompany, who was relegated with Burnley, which is crazy to me. For some reason, Bayern just love to go to the Premier League and get mediocre players like Eric Dyer. I mean, listen, okay. Let's have it right about Eric Dyer. He's a very good professional, and he is a solid low block defender. But if you want to play any type of expansive, free-flowing, high-pressing football, you cannot play with Eric Dyer. You saw with Ange Postecoglou. He loves Spurs love to press high, play similarly to Liverpool, but he didn't cut it because he's too slow. They had to switch him out with Van de Ven, who, talk about polar opposites. Van de Ven is like a Ferrari and Dyer is like a Fiat. It's crazy, but that's how it is. If you want to play that type of football, you need to get the right profile in each position. If you want to play a high line, press high, your center backs need to be quick. There's no room for slow center back in a high line system. You're just going to get burned. One over the top through ball, you got to fast forward, you're done. So anyway, back to Vincent Kompany. He may have been relegated by Burnley, or he may have been relegated with Burnley, but I think his style of play will suit Bayern, and with better players, I think he'll be able to accomplish his idea better. Because at Burnley, you're trying to play a style of football with players who aren't Pep quality, if that makes sense. Another crazy managerial story coming out of Barca. After begging Xavi to stay, they sacked him. I'm a Real Madrid fan, so I don't really care. I find it quite comical, but that club is so poorly run, man. They used to give me nightmares when I was younger. Messi, Neymar, Suarez, Rakitic, Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, Piqué, even Mathieu. Only real ones remember the French center back Mathieu. He was a joke. He scored against us, I think, a couple times. And it was difficult for us to win, I'm not going to lie. But now it's just not even close. We're getting Mbappe. We have Bellingham, Vinny, Rodrigo, Rudiger, Militao, Alaba. We're going to probably get Alphonso Davies. I'm living good. I'm living lavish. I can't wait to see us smack them in every El Clasico. But I'm still confused. And appointing someone like Hansi Flick, former German national team and Bayern manager, he's a good manager, don't get me wrong. I believe he won the treble with Bayern during that COVID year. But, man, he does not fit their style of football at all. He is very much counterattack, fast-flowing, fast wingers, press high. That German style of play, efficient. And Barcelona is just not that. Barcelona is slow build-up, tiki-taka, inverted wingers. I don't see how he's going to fit in there. I mean, you never know. He might transform them into 2012, 2013 Dortmund side like Klopp. You never know, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. Going back over to England, we have Lucas Paqueta, charged by the FA for breaching betting rules. I just don't understand it. First it was Ivan Toney, then it was Tonali, and now Paqueta. I mean, these guys are professional footballers. Guys, professional footballers. It's no secret to how much they make. They make at least $100K a month, and that's being very conservative. Yet they still have to bet on them getting a yellow card to get more money? Even if let's say it's not them, it's their relative. Why can you not just wire 50K a week's worth of work, of pay? I just don't understand it. And people say, oh, they're addicted, it's not their fault. Yeah, it is their fault. They're professional footballers making an exponential amount of money greater than the regular average person who works their ass off, but they need more money. So they're going to try and cheat the system. No, I have no respect for that. Now, since the allegations have come out, Lucas Paqueta has gone to Instagram and said that he didn't do it and he doesn't know why they're charging him. But come on, guys. You're not getting charged for nothing. I find it sick. It's just greedy. I'll never understand it. But for this last segment of the car talk, I want to talk about Real Madrid. My beloved Real Madrid. I've been a fan since 2012. My first Champions League campaign was that one where we lost against Dortmund in the semifinals. And ever since that season, I've adored the club. And I've been brought very much success. But I am a little bit worried going into this new era. Yes, we have plenty of fresh, new, young players. But I don't know. We're losing those core players. Cruz. There's only 2 players from that treble, 3-peat Champions League winning side still at our club. It's Carvajal and Modric from the starting 11. Obviously, we still have Nacho and Lucas Vazquez. But I think they have been Cruz, Modric, Casemiro, Benzema. They all have been core parts to the club, and they're a big reason as to why we still have won more Champions Leagues and trophies since Ronaldo left, since Bale left, since Ramos, Varane left. And now we only have Modric and Carvajal from that starting 11. I'm not too worried. I'm not like Barca, if I was a Barca fan, worried. But I'm just a little bit shaky because I've seen how Mbappe acts at a club. Now, PSG is no Real Madrid, mind you, so he better not try any of that garbage. I'm part French, by the way. I have a French passport, so if anyone loves Kylian, it's me. But I just need him to not be a prima donna. I need him to gel with the team. And I hope he will. We also got Endrick coming through next season. What a player he looks to be. But I'm just worried about who starts where. The last time we had a team where there was more than 3 superstar attackers was 2012. When we had Benzema fighting for the striker spot. We had Ronaldo, left wing. We had Di Maria, Callejon. So we had good forwards. We didn't win anything that year because there was no real fluidity and solid. Not fluidity is the wrong word. There was no solid, continuous starting 11 that we have had in the past 8 or 9 years. So it'll be interesting to see how Ancelotti keeps everybody happy and rotates the squad. He's a very good manager, so I don't think it's something that he hasn't seen before. Obviously, he managed that AC Milan super team, but they had their problems. They lost a couple Champions League. They lost in the semifinal against Liverpool. Or no, they lost in the final in Istanbul after being 3-0 up. But I think he's learned. I think he'll be the right man for the job, for sure. But we need to start looking at center backs because our center backs are not young. I think the youngest one is Militao, and he's about mid-20s, 26-ish. Alaba and Rudiger are not going to be here forever. So I've been looking at Lenny Yoro, French center back from Lille, very good. And an outside shout from Marseille, I believe his name is Leon Balerdi, Argentinian center back. I watch a lot of Marseille games. They're my favorite French team. He is unbelievable. Playing out of the back, defensively, aerially, incredible. I have not seen this link to him, but I would like to see him come to the Bernabeu. But that's just me as a fan. Perez might see something different. But I'm excited. I'm very excited about this next new chapter. Very sad that Cruz is gone. He was my favorite player on the team. But, he was my favorite player on the team. However, it is time to start the new generation, the new era, and I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. If you guys like this car talk and want more, leave a like on the video. Please subscribe. Leave any comments down below if you have anything to say about the managerial rumors going around, or if I missed anything that's going on in the world of football right now. Go ahead and drop something in the comments. Get some discussion going. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. See you later.